Few moments later, we are going to start. Kindly stay connected and keep your mic and camera off to avail a better clarity and connectivity of a session. I request everyone to keep their mic and camera off always.
லவுட் ஸ்பீக்கர்லயே போட்டுறேன்.
It's a humble request to everyone here to please kindly check your mic and camera. Keep it on off mode as this session is going to StreamYard live on Ministry portal. So please, it's a request to everyone. Please keep their mic and video camera off.
Now, should we start? Poonam, we could start.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome you all. I myself, Dr. Anupam Srivastava. Please switch off your mics. I, Dr. Anupam Srivastava, on behalf of RAV team, I welcome every one of you on this webinar. Welcome you all and very good afternoon. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our Secretary, Sir, Ministry of Ayush, for joining this webinar. Thank you, sir. I pay my sincere regard to him also for giving RAV an opportunity to start this journey of sharing of the knowledge about the Ayush, Ayush 64 as well as the Kavasur Kudanir. It was your sight and wisdom which is taking shape in a form of the webinar for the sharing of the knowledge. I would also welcome Special Secretary Pathak sir. Welcome you, sir, and thank you for giving your unconditional support for this endeavor. I would also like to welcome our Joint Secretary, Shri Priyan Ranjit Kumar sir. Sir, thank you for your wholeheartedly support and the technical guidance for making this webinar series, for starting and making this webinar feasible on a various platforms of the ministry as well as on RAV platform. I also welcome Advisor Ayurveda Manoj Nesri sir for his technical guidance for entire this program. Friends and experts who have joined this webinar, I feel proud and privileged also to inform, to share about the system and also to share about the particular for polyherbal formulation, that is Kavasur Kudanir, quite timely introduced, developed by our Ministry of Ayush through one of our research council, that is the Central Council of Research in Siddha. We all know, and because this Siddha system is as a codified system of the medicine, it is one of the member of Ayush family, and this is widely practiced in a southern part of the country. Basically, this system was evolved long back. If you see the history, the system was well started by the Siddharthas or the Siddharths we call, and they were the premium scholar of the system, and they further propagated, they further introduced the system for the betterment of the humanity. Basically, this system works in a revitalizing and the rejuvenating this functioning of the bodily organs to become it free from the disease condition. And then this system has a very huge good number of the specialties, and such as if you tell kaya karpam, this is a combination of the medicine as well as lifestyle. There is a varmam is a therapy is there, which is basically alleviating the pain and other nerve dysfunction by identifying a certain pressure point in the body. Similarly, there is a Vasi, that is a kind of the pranayam being used, being advocated in the system. Muppu, a kind of a universal salt application. There are so many specialties of the system. Basically, this system operates, this system advocates the psychological, physical, medicine, as well as spiritual well-being of the human or the common person. So this was a brief about the system. Similarly, I am not expert of the system, yet what I have captured, I will like to briefly share a few words or few lines about the Kabasur Kudinir, which is a unique formulation. Basically, if you see, it is a polyherbal formulation developed by CCRS, Central Council of Siddha Medicine, and that is a formulation which carries at 15 plant-based ingredient, which comprises of ginger officinal, piper longum, cyperus, Andrographic paniculata. These are the plants and others. This total 15 ingredients are there, and this decoction you call a tea, which is used, and this has gone extensive studies. This studies with the reputed institute of the country, including the Siddha systems and other modern system also, and systematic scientific studies has been done on this formulation. Animal experimental studies has been done on the rat. Coding molecular docking studies have been done. Double-blind randomized controlled trial has been done, and you see this result, the result which supports this particular drug is anti-inflammatory. This thing antipyretic, bears anti-inflammatory activity, antipyretic activity, and so many activities, immunomodulator activity, and also antiviral activity, which is being used in a current pandemic condition. In current time, when the second wave of the pandemic is a grasp, covering entire world, not our country, entire world in a so speedy manner, and our country, particularly India, is being affected. Approximately in the last few days, we have seen more than 4 lakhs persons being affected by this problem, this pandemic. The introduction of this particular Siddha formulation could be a good, and it is results are showing very promising results we are seeing, considering the fact the Ministry of Ayush has introduced this one formulation, this Kabasur Kudanir and Ayush 634 for the asymptomatic, mild to moderately isolated patients of the COVID, and the results are quite promising. Many of us would be aware that we are also channelizing the distribution of these medicines from every nooks and corner of the country to help of the various NGOs, including Seva Bharati, our research councils, we are channelizing the available entire our team, Ayush team, so that this unique product could reach to the masses. With this background, I will like to invite today's for the formal inaugural address, address and introduction about the journey of Kabasur Kudineer to the Director General of the Central Council of Siddha Medicine, Madam Kanakvalli Madam, on this platform. I welcome you formally, ma'am, for your formal introductory speech. Over to you, Kanakvalli ma'am. The webinar, I request you, ma'am, for your.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. அனைவருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். Good evening to the dignitaries and patrons of the event, especially respected our Secretary Vaidya Rajesh Kotejaji, Ministry of Ayush, and Special Secretary Sri Pramod Kumar Padak sir, Ministry of Ayush, and Joint Secretary P.N. Randis Kumar sir, then Dr. Manoj Nesari, who is the advisor of Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, and Anupam Srivastava, doctor, who is director of RAV, and all stakeholders of Ayush streams and Siddha faculties, Siddha doctors, and my dear students. At the outset, I would like to convey my gratitude to our Honorable Minister of Ayush, Sri Kiran Rijiju, for kickstarting the national-wide distribution as well as documentation of Ayush 64 and Kabasura Kudineer on 7th May 2021 to mitigate the second wave of this pandemic COVID-19. Ministry of Ayush through its Research Council and National Institute has carried out research, preclinical study as well as clinical trials, providing the request evidence base, which is the need of the hour, to its classical and novel formulation in tackling the pandemic, as well as initiated people-centric campaigns so that Ayush streams reaches to the common man also. So, a very good introduction given by Dr. Anupam Srivastava regarding our Siddha system as well as Siddha. Thank you very much, sir. So, all integral Siddha formulation is an official classical formulation taken up from one of our famous Siddha Vaidya and also added to the Siddha formulary of India. This polyherbal formulation consists of 15 ingredients, purely herbal ingredients. The phytochemical constituents as well as the pharmacological activities of this 15 herbal ingredients used in Kabasura Kudineer process: antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, analgesic, anti-malarial, antimicrobial, then immunomodulatory activities. The in vitro viral activity of Kabasura Kudineer inhibited virus replication similar to that of standard drug remdesivir. This study was carried out in Faridabad, and we have to publish this in the manuscript in peer-reviewed journal. And also the in vitro immunomodulatory and thrombolytic activity of Kabasura Kudineer was also established. Regarding the toxicity of Kabasura Kudineer, both acute and subacute toxicity were also established and proved this drug is very well safety for the human usage. Apart from this, to evaluate the efficacy of Kabasura Kudineer, with the support of Ministry of Ayush and Directorate of Indian Medicine, we carried out preclinical study as well as clinical trial by CCRS. We carried out to assess its prophylactic activity. We conducted one population-based interventional study by using Kabazura-Kudini among 20,000 population in and around Chennai, Tirupati, Bangalore, Delhi, Trivandrum, and Pondicherry. And we observed a very good prophylactic effect is in Kabazura-Kudini. Apart from this, we conducted one double-blind randomized control clinical study in Government Institute of Medical Science, Noida, and randomized control clinical trial in Stanley Government Medical College, Chennai, and Theni Government Medical College. We conducted randomized clinical trial. Apart from this, a standalone clinical trial by using Kabazura-Kudini and certain Siddha regimen was also conducted in Vyasarbadi, Chennai. Then regarding one retrospective effectiveness of Kabazura-Kudini was also assessed by a clinical study which was conducted in Government Coimbatore Medical College and ESA Hospital, Coimbatore. And moreover, two observational study also carried out by CCRS. By all this clinical trial, our observation is our Siddha formulation Kabazura-Kudini possesses not only a prophylactic care, but it is very effective in the management of mild and moderate condition of COVID infection. So regarding the study samples, the result of the study, Dr. Satya Rajeswaran, who is the in-charge director of Central Research Institute, will going to give a brief about these studies. In this regard, I would like to thank to our Ministry of Oils and as well as Dr. Sri, Director RAV, Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapith Director, for organizing this event in showcasing and popularizing the strength of oil system of medicine. Thank you very much for giving me for an opportunity to brief about our Kabazura-Kudini. Thank you, Jai.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your brief speech and a briefly introduction about the clinical and the drug development activity done of the Kabazura-Kudini. Thank you, ma'am, for your deliberations. Before I hand over the platform to the expert of today, director of the institute, Siddha, I will request Dr. Poonam kindly brief about the bio sketch of our today's expert of the Siddha before we formally request him for her deliberation. Over to you, Dr. Poonam, for the bio sketch, some brief information about the today's expert. Over to you, Dr. Poonam.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to share the brief introduction of today's respected speaker. Dr. P. Satya Rajeswaran, sir. Sir has earned his MD and PhD degree in Siddha System of Medicine. Sir is presently serving as Director in charge of Siddha Central Research Institute, Central Council for Research in Siddha, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and is also Chairman of IAEC Siddha Central Research Institute, Chennai. Also active member of COVID-19 Task Force Subcommittee, Ministry of Ayush. Sir is also member of IEC Government Siddha Medical College, Chennai. Also serving as NABH and NAC assessor, and he had 70 publication in renowned journals and received 11 patents for different formulation. Now I would like to request Dr. Satya Rajeswaran, sir, to please start off with the session. And it's a humble request to everyone to please keep their mic and camera off for better clarity and connectivity. Over to you and welcome, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you all, respected Secretary, sir, respected Special Secretary, sir, and respected Joint Secretary, PNRK, sir, Director RAV, Director General Madam CCRS, and Director NIS, who are all present in the meeting. I take this opportunity to convey the gratitude on behalf of the entire Siddha fraternity for giving us an opportunity to present before you what we have done until today. Still, we are working on this Kavajura Kudinir, and as very rightly pointed out by our Director General Madam, this is an opportunity given by Ministry of Ayush, and it's a very proud moment that our Minister, Honorable Minister, has launched the nationwide distribution of Kavajura Kudinir. Our Madam has given a very overview of what is going to be the entire presentation today. But before starting the presentation, I wish to present before you all that this is a teamwork which I am going to present over here, and it comprises of many doctors who have been involved in the study, both from Central Council for Research in Siddha, also from Directorate of Indian Medicine and Homeopathy, and also the team of the scientists from various institutes of Central Council for Research in Siddha. In each and every presentation, I am going to definitely invite you who has done this study and what are all the impact. And I think it's the time to share the presentation now. Ma'am, is it? Ma'am, can you view the PPT?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. The topic given to me today is about exploring the facts of Kavajura Kudinir in combating COVID-19. See, COVID-19 is a very, as every one of us know, as we have named it as COVID-19 since its genesis started in around December in 2019, and so we have named it as 2019 and as COVID-19. Even though we have earlier versions of coronavirus as MERS and also COVID SARS-1, but we have named it as COVID-19 by WHO only in the period of 2019, but named in 2020. So it's not a very new disease. It's not a very old disease, but has a very new disease. Then what is the impact of saying the genesis of the disease? And before starting the entire thing, I want to say my gratitudes to Ayush Ministry, RAV, CCRS, and all sister research councils who have been working entirely with us in the population study. And CCRM made an opportunity to interact daily with the PHFI. CCRA helped a lot in designing and execution of the population study, and all the mentors who have given a lot of scope and rewriting our massives and making us more perfect. So you should know why I have used the term and why I have used the years of naming and giving a title as COVID-19. Because we always used to take diseases which correlate with the new disease, even though we have our Ayush related morbidity codes. We can see that our morbidity codes has to be revised very oftenly, but surprisingly, we see along with the when we jump into naming a disease or fixing a code for a morbidity, we will find that a similar symptomatic existence of a disease described by the great Siddhas. So when we were about to discuss about to find out a drug for this COVID-19, and the first discussion came to us is what was the equivalent diagnosis in Siddha stream so as to find a solution, because it was not the first time that we are doing this. Earlier at the time of HIV pandemic, not a pandemic, HIV epidemic, we came with a diagnosis called as Meghanoi. Actually, in Siddha, it has been defined as a Pattai Maramakum Bettai Meghanoi. And so it has all the selection of the drugs was based on that disease. And when a team of people sat along with the experts both from Central Council for Research in Siddha and the National Institute of Siddha, who belong to the governing and the scientific council, along with the experts from various colleges, there we came into a consensual decision that this particular disease, COVID-19, can be equated to that of Kabajuram, which is a disease mentioned among one of the 64 Juram varieties mentioned in Siddha. We have earlier also the when there was chikungunya episode starting from 2005 and continuously lingering as between the years, that has been named as Vadajuram. And when there was dengue, when there was a dengue pandemic, we found out Pittajuram as equivalent, and this time we found Kabajuram. Not this time alone. Even the earlier influenza, the H1N1, has been named as Kabajuram, but the symptoms like anosmia and the symptoms like tastelessness are very much going in cohesion with Kabajuram, and the expert team said that it will be the best equivalent term, and we ended in Kabajuram. And why we took Kabajura Kudineer as a drug of choice? Even though it was an empirical clinical evidences came from our experts, the all over the world, people have been looking into two newer terms which has been very dynamically used, that is repositioning or repurposing of a current molecule. So we have repurposed Kabajara Kudineer based on its benefit and effect in 2016 swine flu outbreak. And this made us, because Tamil Nadu, after distribution of Nilavembu Kudineer during the dengue and before chikungunya, Tamil Nadu government came and started giving Kabajura Kudineer as a proof of evidence to prevent. And so this is a repurposed drug from H1N1. And we have also done certain research to prove that it was helpful in H1N1. And Kabajuram is in analogy with COVID-19. We thought that Kabajura Kudineer will be very good in dealing with COVID-19. The drugs, as said by our sir, the director, NAV, Dr. Anupam, the majority of the drugs possess antiviral activity. Thank you for this, sir. And the experts identified by Ministry of Ayush, including our Director General, Madam Professor Jayaprakash Narayan, sir, and Dr. Sivaraman and Dr. M. Pichai Kumar, who is the State Licensing Authority. They consensually decided to have Kabajura Kudineer as a very good drug of choice to be taken as a first line of intervention, as a prophylactic, as well as as a drug for mild and asymptomatic infections. So having all this in mind, we have first started comparing the entire symptomatic traits in Kabajuram, and we have said that there is an analogy existing between Kabajuram and COVID-19, and the same has been published in an Web of Science journal called as International Journal of Ayurvedic Medicine, and you can view it here. And the research scan of the individual ingredients, that the phytochemical constituents and the pharmacological actions of the ingredients of Kabajura Kudineer indicates that most of the herbs are having anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, analgesic, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidant, hepatoprotective, anti-diabetic, anti-asthmatic, anti-tussive, immunomodulatory, and anti-diarrheal activity. However, at the end of our population study and at the end of some of our clinical trials, and reported by one of our in charge, Dr. Samraj, there were some of the areas stating that around 0.1 to 2% people may get diarrhea, but some of the herbs inside the formulation are also having an anti-diarrheal property. These are all the ingredients which forms the majority of this. This is based on the published and printed Siddha formulary of India. There may be some versions of people saying that there are some differences in the ingredients, but as a government, we are supposed to follow the government publications, and it is as per the Siddha formulary of India. What is the repurposing support research which we have in hand, which I said earlier? That the Tamil Nadu government has taken enormous efforts to control vector-borne diseases, and due to which morbidity and mortality earlier in Tamil Nadu has been reduced in a very bigger way. And you may be knowing that Tamil Nadu is a state standing third in third and second. There is a shift between the in the health manifesto. And there were two formulations, namely Kabajura Kudineer and Nilavembu Kudineer, have been used to combat vector-borne diseases. And both the decoctions at the time of doing this research lacked the scientific evidence to back up. And having it in mind, we have done a screening to identify the efficacy of Kabajura Kudineer in inhibiting the neuroaminidase, which is the culprit in the H1N1 causing the entire phenomena of the disease, which is the factor behind the disease progression. And we found that Kabajura Kudineer has been inhibiting neuroaminidase in a better way, which has been published, which is an unpublished document, but we have given our reports, technical reports, to Government of Tamil Nadu for their support, and this manuscript is still under revision, and we hope that it may be published very quite soon. And we have used three drugs here: Kabajura Kudineer, Nilavembu Kudineer, and Zircon. We found that the Kabajura Kudineer efficacy is around 87.35% in H1N1. And you can see in the right side that it was a news article from media houses of Tamil Nadu stating that when there is a swine flu, Government of Tamil Nadu given an information to entire population that by taking Kabajura Kudineer, you can be free from, you can prevent yourself from getting H1N1 infection. And this is the research we have a support of the repurposing. And what has happened in our, we did a study of the standardization of the entire Kabajura Kudineer, and we have published from our institute, which is available in standardization of Kabajura Kudineer. This was published in the year of 2015. When this pandemic started in the last year, in March 2020, we have started doing the analyzing the docking level aspects of the in silico aspects of Kabajura Kudineer. And we found out the Kabajura Kudineer official formulation is having a good number of drugs, that is around 15 drugs is there. And we have certain components, that is you can see that luteolin and chrysoriol from Kabajura Kudineer has a very good activity of dark score value around 11. And we have also performed in silico ADME, that is a procedure to identify the entire logical phenomena of the drug, how it may travel in the body. That is, we have found that there are no toxicity and tumorogenic activities happening. Of these 9 compounds of the entire formulation, we found out 9 compounds having showed a very good effect in inhibiting the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. As said earlier by our Director General, our research on in vitro antiviral activity has received a lot of very good comments, and RCB Faridabad, after completion of in vitro, they came forward, and they have now in the process of doing in vivo, and they have given a report which is now with the ministry, and the manuscript is yet to be published because we are waiting for the RCB's next comment to to give us to go and publish. And it is very equivalent to remdesivir in its activity, and which definitely you will be knowing in a very earlier, very shorter notice of our publication. And also, it was very, very important to know that we have been claiming that many of the Ayush drugs are having a potentiality to be an immunomodulator. And so we tested for the in vitro immunomodulatory activity and thrombolytic potential of the of Cabaziracodenir, and it has we have used an in vitro Candida albicans assay for demonstrating that of this activity. And you can see that Cabaziracodenir at the concentration of 12.5, 25, 50 and 100 microgram per ml showed immune stimulations of 12.40 percentage, 20.85, 81 percentage, 33.53 percentage, 43.20 percentage, and for NPT it is showing 19, 25, 64 and 71% of increase in the immunomodulation. And similarly, among the 50 and 100 microgram per ml concentration, there was 71.83% of the clot lysis. And the control which we have used is streptokinase, which is having 83.78. But having said Cabaziracodenir is having thrombolytic activity with 71.83%, is not a very lesser, and it's very this research was very much encouraging, and this has been published in the Elsevier preprint of SSRN, and the original manuscript is under one another review of a Scopus Index journal. This is once again about the research reviews of the entire pharmacological properties of the individual ingredients in cohesion with in comparing with the COVID-19 situation. That is the in this current review, it is interestingly that the 15 herbal ingredients, out of the 15 herbal ingredients, Gingiber officinale, Andrographis paniculata, Sigisium aromaticum, and Cyperus rotundus tuber, and Cida acuta roots and Sarsaria caustus have been proved to exhibit antiviral activities. This has been already discussed. And all the ingredients have been proved to possess anti-inflammatory activities, and 3 of the ingredients have a potent antipyretic activity, and there are 3 ingredients which have an anti-asthmatic and anti-spasmodic support. This research came from my pharmacognosy department, headed by Dr. Sunil Kumar. And the earlier in silico research came out of the scientists from our team from Department of Pharmacy, Dr. Sridevi, along with me, and along with some good friends from Salem, Dr. Karthik Loganathan and his team. We have done an in silico activity. This is an efficacy study which has been published in the year 2018 by Dr. J. Saravanan of Coimbatore, and he took this entire efficacy study for his PhD pharmacy paper. He is a pharmacy graduate, and this has an similarity of the earlier Nilavembu published very earlier, that is among the aqueous and ethanolic extracts of this thing, and he has found that particularly these drugs have an anti-inflammatory, analgesic, antibacterial activity, and he has also fixed the acute toxicity of up to 200 and 400 mg per kg. There was no side effects he has declared already. And earlier, after his studies, friends from who have been working in Ethiopia, people from Tamil Nadu, scientist Muthuraman has found out that out of his studies, chronic toxicity studies, he has found out that the drug is very safe up to 1.5 ml per kg body weight. Let us say the daily dosage which we recommend is around 60 ml for a patient. And if you took an average body weight, not like me, an average body weight person, it will come around 90 ml to 100 ml until that the drug is safe. And now we have seen the in silico studies. I have explained our in vitro antiviral status, and I have said that what are the research reviews which has been there with the ingredients of the drugs, and I have said about the activities, that is efficacy, that is anti-inflammatory, analgesic, and antibacterial activities and antibiotic activities which has been proved. I have said about the acute toxicity and also the chronic toxicity of this drug. Now we will slowly move on to the clinical studies. The around that, or if I am right, you can on the right side, I have given my publication which has been published in the Journal of Clinical Trials as a commentary. We have found that there are 11 clinical trials, and almost all the trials in almost all the trials which we see in the CTRA registered panel of Siddha registrations. I can very strongly say that Carbajoracudine is an ingredient. And our first, we have done a large population prophylactic studies, and we have done randomized controlled clinical trial in 3 centers. And we have done a double-blind randomized controlled trial in 1 center. We have done a standalone interventional study with a very good number of sample size. We have also done a retrospective analysis of the effectiveness of an integrative approaches, where we have integrated Carbajoracudine along with the standard of care. Let us slowly see one by one. I said already a very big thanks to our Central Council for Research in Ayurveda and Siddha, because they, along with the other research councils, they coordinated all the councils for this particular prophylactic study. And it was a very good study that we have done. It's the studies the study is titled as prospective, non-randomized, open label, controlled interventional study for the effect of the Siddha intervention Carbajoracudine as a prophylactic measure among high risk population, who are the healthcare workers, containment zone population, who have been exposed to COVID-19. And this study has been, in acronym, has been defined as Siddha Lion. And in this, all the institutes, almost all the institutes of Central Council for Research in Siddha, with the help of Directorate of Indian Medicine and Homeopathy, we have, because they were very much helpful in the in taking us to the disaster, along with the disaster management people, to the containment zones, and for the supply of these drugs to every population over there. And we have given this particular drug for 14 days, and we have seen the inference after 21st and 28th day. You can see that the graph showed out of 20,000 population of the intervention group, only 24 turned positive. And among these 24, 11 people have mild infection and moderate, and 12 mild infection. One person had a moderate infection, and 12 have an asymptomatic infection. And only 15 out of these 24 required hospitalization, and 9 out of them didn't require hospitalization. And there were reports, 158 reports said that there were minor events like gastritis and minor events like diarrhea happening between the community who has been taken. The study infers that the Carbajoracudine is effectively offering protection in the containment zone population. And this COVID positively turned participants who have been turned as positive have not been taken into ICU support, or they never required ventilator. This is very, very important finding, so as it's very, very noteworthy to know that there is an effect of this particular drug. And this is our second study. And this study has been taken up by Siddha Central Research Institute along with the Central Council for Research in Siddha, and Government Siddha Stanley Medical College. Dr. Natarajan and his team worked in this particular study, and we at this point should definitely should say our gratitude to the support rendered by Directorate of Indian Medicine and Dean Stanley Medical College for allowing us to do a randomized what to say that a comparative study among these asymptomatic and symptomatic patients there. Even though it's an open label randomization, you can see that the graph shows 66.7% of negative conversion in the study group. You can see that these are the two graphs. After 7 days conversion, the people who have taken standard operative care, usually the standard operative care treatment given for asymptomatic is the vitamin C and zinc. At times people may go for a large dose vitamin C, but when it has been, you can see that 67% of 66.7% of the people in the Kavajara Kudinir arm became negative within a period of 7 days, which is not possible with the standard operative care, which is also being evident from the next studies, and this entire study, the protocol of this study has been already published in the Trials Journal, and the manuscript is under revision and it will be published very end. And the next study we want to share you here is about a randomized open label clinical study to compare the effectiveness of Carbajoroquinine and vitamin Z zinc supplementation in the management of asymptomatic SARS-CoV-2 patient in Teni Medical College. In the study group, all the 30 patients turned negative in RT-PCR at the end of the 10th day, whereas in control group, that is, this is with the control group received only vitamin Z and zinc, and the study group received Carbajoroquinine along with that. And you can see that 26 patients turned negative. And in the end of the treatment, remaining 4 patients remained positive. See, you can see that all the 30 patients turned negative in RT-PCR at the end of the 10th day in the group which received both the drugs, that is Carbajoroquinine and also the standard of care drugs. This is a very, very, very important study, and which all the patients in the group, but all the patients in the group were asymptomatic in the baseline, and no one progressed to the symptomatic state at the end of the treatment. That is a very big support that we are getting at this point of time. See, there may be a difference between the first wave and the second wave, but the hope the first wave has given a confidence is this much. And there is a reduction in the viral load was significant for the 3 genes, that is ORF gene, E gene and the S gene in terms of CT value on the 10th day. There was no significant difference in the biochemical parameters in the both groups. The RFT and LFT hemograms were normal before and after. But there was a significant reduction in the inflammatory markers, that is C-reactive protein and ferritin level in the study group compared to the controlled group. And complementarily, no adverse events have been reported. This is very, very important to view it in an integrative point of view. And the study 4, which I said happened in a Siddha COVID care center, where we have studied only with the Siddha standalone treatment, where Carbajoroquinine along with the other drugs, what I mean as other drugs here is maybe an Amukrachoranam tablet or a Brahmananda Bhairava Matrai would have been given on the basis of the symptom of a patient. But Carbajoroquinine is almost given to every single patient. And we have found that our sample size there was 60, because in the earlier study we have done 30 in the RCT, and we found that it will be still we want to do a therapeutic exploratory, and we fixed the sample size as 60 with the help of a statistician, and we found out of the 60 cases, 50 patients turned positive by the 7th day. You can see that here, out of 60 participants, 50 got negative on the 7th day. 2 participants got negative on the 10th day, and 7 participants got negative on the 14th day. Here you should know, the revised WHO discharge policy made us to discharge the people on the 10th day, but we requested the standalone center, COVID care center, to have people who have been coming more than 10th day, and we made them to wait, and the repeat RT-PCR test has been done for the measuring the threshold value, and we have kept 35 as a cycle threshold value to get discharged. And only one person had the participant, we had a participant who didn't turn negative, but the participant has been prospectively followed by our team. Dr. Kannan, Dr. Geeta, and Dr. Mohanapriya have been doing a wonderful job, along with the friends from government Siddha Medical College Chennai, and friends from National Institute of Siddha, who have been also working there. And it was a wonderful study. The manuscript has been already has been edited by our mentor, and she has given us a signal to send it back to the committee, and after that it will be published very soon. And I'm here to describe you about the fifth study, which has been conducted exclusively in the Noida government center. And Dr. Manika Vasagam, Dr. Vimal Narayanan, and their team has done a very, very wonderful study. And I should remember definitely the Dr. Anurag of GSMC Noida, who has given a very, very wonderful support for the entire study. This is a double-blinded RCT in which we have 3 groups. That is a placebo decaffeinated tea group, Nilavembu Kudineer control group, and Kabajoro Kudineer trial group. That is, all the 3 groups will receive the SOC along with these drugs. And you can see that in the placebo controlled 3 groups, 39 participants got RT-PCR negative on day 6, and 61 participants got RT-PCR negative on day 10. And parallelly, you can see in Nilavembu Kudineer and in Kabajoro Kudineer, 38% of the population, and in Kabajoro Kudineer, 56% of the participants got negative in the day 3. So it is very, very definite that both these drugs, Nilavembu Kudineer and Kabajoro Kudineer, are effective, but Kabajoro Kudineer a little bit scales up little higher than the Nilavembu Kudineer, by since 58% of the people have turned, 56% of the participants turned negative on the 3rd day. And in all the 3 groups, there are two adverse drug reports have been reported, which were very mild vomiting and diarrhea for a single day. And after that, it was not there. And no other serious adverse events have been reported till date, which has been communicated to us by Dr. R. Manikavasam and team. And I definitely I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Anurag and his team for their wonderful support. And the protocol of this particular trial has been already published in Trials Journal. And the other interesting study was the retrospective survival analysis to assess the length of stay of the novel coronavirus. This is a study mooted by one of our doctor. At this point of time, I want to emphasize this. If Ayush doctors stay as a team united together, definitely we can win. Because in this particular study, I had 2 friends, one Dr. Jamuna and Dr. Babu, who has been still they are working in the government DSA hospital, Coimbatore, who have been asking me to do something, sir. We have some good number of people over there, and we have been treating them. Is there anything that we can do? Then I referred them that we can definitely plan a study on the length of stay analysis, that is the time to event analysis, which may also be called a survival analysis. And my statistician also was very much eager and helped me in a lot to do this study, and we did it. And we have found that the length of stay support given by Kabajoro Kudineer was very much equivalent and sometimes greater than the support given by an traditional Chinese medicine drug which has been published at the time. At the time, the publication said that the length of our average length of stay was 12, and the median of stay was 13.5, which is 6 days lesser. That is 19 days was the length of stay by the TCM Chinese groups, and our particular this study has been doing a wonderful research that we have only 12 days, and you can also see the decrease of this, since it is a time to event analysis. We have given in the entire days what has happened in every single day, what has happened, when is the cough has subsided, and fever, when the fever is ceased. And we our sample size in this study is 251, and among these sample we had some pregnant people who also been received Kabajora Kudineer, and we have prospectively followed them, and everyone is safe now. And we had 4 cases which has that is the ground glass opacities, and they became very well and got discharged. There was only one case which is around 84 years old lady who have completed the trial, discharged and referred for other comorbid conditions, and no mortality was reported in the entire team. And this team headed by this Dean Dr. Nirmala, headed by who is the head of this particular ESA Medical College, has been congratulated by the entire central government, and one of the minister personally visited there and congratulated her for her very dedicated service. Our study has been published in the European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine, which is a Scopus Index journal. And we have not we have taken a very clear route of study, and concerning the time, I have limited. We have a study done at Tirupattur very earlier. In that study, we have found that what is the opportunity of the people who have been receiving Kabajara Kudineer in par with the people who have been not receiving Kabajara Kudineer by the way of probability. And this has been done by Dr. V. Vikram Kumar of Palli Agraharam, Tirupattur, and with our entire research guidance and support. And he gave us a report that the people who had a chance of receiving Kabajara Kudineer, who have been a first family relative of the contacts who have developed COVID-19, had a prevention that many of the people belonging to that family didn't turn positive, because these guys have an opportunity to get isolated in the isolation area and the isolation triage, and they have been given Kabajara Kudineer. And so we have been planning our study, and here is in one more study done by Dr. Eugene Wilson and Dr. Vinayak, which is a case report. In that, they have found out that there is a very good efficacy of the integrated treatment by combining along with the regular allopathic drugs. You can, if you could go and see this, and this study has I have given this study here to say that Nilavembu Kudineer is also having a good effectiveness in control. See, as already said, even though we have been discussing a lot about Kabajara Kudineer, many a times as a resource support, the Tamil Nadu government has used Nilavembu Kudineer, and this is one such study which has supported this. Apart from this, Kabajara Kudineer has been given in a large populations of the frontline workers by various friends, and many from all the districts, all the medical officers of the districts of Erode, Tirunelveli have done tremendous works on containment of COVID-19 in the first wave using Kabajara Kudineer. I think I will stop this now, and I will be happy to answer if there is any question, please.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing very authentic information and scientific data on this useful polyherbal formulation Kavasura Kudineer, which will prove most beneficial in the COVID-19 management. Thank you so much, sir, for help us exploring the facts and benefits of this very useful drug. Now we are open for question and answer session. If anybody is having any question, they can ask. Please unmute yourself and ask. Any questions? Or you can write in chat box also. Anybody from the participants would like to ask anything? Any more questions? You can write in chat box also. Anybody would like to ask anything? Okay. I think there are no questions, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for enriching our knowledge on this and making us aware regarding the benefits of Kavasura Kudineer. That will be proving very beneficial in the COVID-19 management. Now, to extend a formal vote of thanks, I would like to request Dr. Paritosh Jha.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on completion of webinar on exploring the facts Kabasura Coordinate in combating COVID-19 organized by RAV under the umbrella of Ministry of Ayush. On behalf of organizing committee, I want to thank our respected speaker, Dr. Satya Rajeshwaran sir, for sharing his experience and knowledge regarding the topic. Thank you, sir, for excellent coverage on the facts regarding the topic Kabasura Coordinate in combating COVID-19. On behalf of organizing committee, I want to thank respected Vaidya Rajesh Koteja sir, Secretary Ministry of Ayush for his continuous blessing and encouragement. I am also grateful to Shri Pramod Kumar Pathak sir, Special Secretary Ministry of Ayush, Shri P.N. Ranjit Kumar sir, Joint Secretary Ministry of Ayush, Vaid Manoj Nesri sir, Advisor Ayurveda Ministry of Ayush, and all the officials of Ministry of Ayush for their guidance and continuous support. I would like to take this opportunity to pay my heartiest regard to respected Padma Bhushan Vaid Shri Devendra Trigunaji, President Governing Body of RAV, and Vaid Anupam Srivastav sir, Director RAV for his continuous support, guidance, and enormous cooperation. I would like to thank the people who work behind the scene to execute this program, our RAV team, for their tremendous effort to make this program a resounding success. I'm also thankful to all the participants and distinguished guests for constantly connecting with us throughout the webinar. Thank you all and have a nice day. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anupam sir.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar to all.